Hello everyone. My name is Michael Chambers. I'm recruitment manager for Into University of Stirling here in Scotland. Thank you for taking the time to join me for this afternoon session, which is focused on one of the university's most popular postgraduate programs, our MSc Business and Management program. It's a program, obviously, that students can access via direct entry, but students can also access via the Into suite of pre-masters programs, and many of our students will do that as well. So over the course of the presentation, I'll do a little bit of a deep dive into some of the modules and how they address the particular needs that employers are referencing. And we'll also talk a little bit towards the end of the presentation about some of the fantastic career service and career support that students can access as well during their time with us here on campus. So without further ado, we'll make a start, and hopefully the slides will cooperate with me. So the MSc Business Management program consists of, it's a one-year program, one-year master's program. And the way that that's made up is of two 11-week semesters of taught modules, and then culminating in a 3-month dissertation period. When students successfully complete the first semester of the taught element of the course, they're eligible to receive a postgraduate certificate. When they complete 2 semesters, so when they complete both taught semesters, students would be eligible for the postgraduate diploma. But it's only after completing the dissertation that they can be awarded the full MSc program, or the full MSc award. Just some headlines for the program to bear in mind is that the program itself combines management theory with development of very practical management skills. And I think that's what maybe sets us apart from maybe some of the more academic institutions, the kind of Russell Group institutions. So students are getting the management theory, but they're also developing those practical skills. And the way I normally phrase that is that students, once they've completed the qualification, are not only able to demonstrate that they can talk the talk, but that they can walk the walk as well. And we'll show some examples of how that operates. The MSc Business and Management program, I think, is an ideal program for those students who are maybe looking to take their first steps into management and to acquire the knowledge and the practical skills to allow them to do that. What many students will also use the MSc Business Management program for is almost from transitioning from potentially a technical discipline. So if their bachelor's discipline was in maybe engineering or a science, but not necessarily taking them into the realms of management, it's a great program for allowing students to make that transition from being technicians to being managers, if that makes sense. One fantastic thing that the students have the opportunity to do when they're with us is to potentially gain 2 master's degrees. And the way they can do that is by undertaking additional study in Portugal with our partner Porto Business School. Now, I won't go into too much detail on that. That's something that is explained to students when they embark upon the program, when they're actually here, and the school team will kind of take them through how they kind of go about doing that. And again, the great thing about the program, as we've hinted at in the first bullet point that you see on your screen, is that students have the opportunity to take part in industry visits, as well as undertaking consultancy projects with businesses across the public, private, and non-profit sectors. So they're getting that great grounding in the theory, but also the practice, and putting both those elements into practice in real life situations. Students can potentially shape the program. The basic form of the program is MSc Business Management, and that's clearly what we're going to focus on for today. But there are another couple of pathways related to that. So students can do a combination of modules which will allow them to emerge with an MSc Management with New Venture Creation and Innovation Award. or potentially to kind of take their management side more down the marketing side of things. So they can potentially take the pathway that leads to an MSc Management and Marketing. 4 modules for the first semester remain the same across all, and then at the start of the second semester, when students can choose to either keep down the general business management route or to specialize in those 2 pathways that you see underneath there. Hopefully, this next couple of slides or a couple of videos, one that's just more a general slide or general video regarding why study business management here at the University of Stirling, with the other one being a specific testimonial from one of our business management MSc students. So let me try and play these both for you. Please let me know if you're unable to hear the sound for this, and we'll take that forward. So that first video is a fairly generic video that is regarding why study business management. This one is an actual testimonial from an MSc Business and Management student, and I'll give you an insight into how the program works.
My name is Christos Voglis. I'm from Sweden. I chose Stirling because I wanted to do the MBA program, but I don't have the work experience. I want to know so much of business, but I don't want to be specific. So I want to know marketing, I want to know accounting and finance, and I want to know HR. And the MBM program has all of that. We're a lot of international people. In my class, we have people from China, Germany, Italy, and so it's a broad international experience. You really learn about yourself, critical thinking, how you can see yourself in the future. If you have a dream, how do you achieve your dream? Today we're here for PPD, so they're bringing 4 businesses in from Stirling, startup, that we have to help them. So we're together in groups in 4 tables, and we just brainstorm ideas to help them improve. Today is real life, and usually we always sit in the textbooks. You know, the textbooks doesn't tell you this. This is the real story, and today we get that. We really see the real issues that real companies have. When we go to field trips, you get the whole business ideas, because a lot of people here for the MBM program, myself included, don't have the business experience. So when we go there, we see the processes and the staff and how a product goes and then manufactures. My consulting project was the CR Cats Canoe Club based in Alva. And the whole project was to look at future plan, develop a business plan. In this case, I helped a small organization in Scotland, in Stirling, in Alva. I mean, for me, I never thought that when I came here that I would do that. No, today is graduation day. We get our degree, our master's in business management. So I gain a lot of experience from Stirling University, from the classes. My personal experience in field, in business, has developed even more further. And I can take in that to my future career. For example, in recruitment or in consulting. I think it's really good, amazing feeling.
So Christos really summarized there, and the previous video really well summarized the kind of key elements of the program that we mentioned earlier on, where we're talking about the practical skills that our students will develop that will then help them to hopefully move on to great things in the future employment. I'm almost going to take a step backwards now and look at a recent QS survey that QS carried out with over 26,000 employers from all across the world. This was a global representation of employers from a range of industries and organizations. And the report showcases what employers are looking for from the graduate pool, where they're seeing skills gaps, and where they're unsatisfied with the skills on offer from graduates applying for jobs or within the current workforce that they have. This chart that's lifted directly from that report gives an illustration as to what employers have said. There's some very interesting trends within this research, and the main focus being on softer transferable skills. When we look at the report, employers list communication, teamwork, and problem solving as the top 3 most important skills that they look for when they're recruiting to their organizations. But within the graduate jobs market and current workforce, they list problem solving and communication as 2 of the areas with the biggest skills gap. They're also finding that the workforce is lacking in resilience, and they can't find people with these skills. Where employers are least satisfied with the current skills on offer are in areas like commercial awareness, negotiation, and leadership. So any student looking for a degree and wanting a job in the long term needs to look for degrees offering these skills. In addition to the skills that employers are looking for, students also need to take into consideration the growing industry trends and acquiring the knowledge of these areas that might appeal to employers who are either involved in or want to look at getting involved in those industries. Some examples would be the way, for example, that COVID has changed business operations. As we know, there's now more hybrid working, which is a combination of working from home and working in the office, meaning workforces need to be managed differently. The world of retail has also changed as a result of COVID, with online shopping becoming more important. And socially, the world has changed, with customers now more conscious of social issues and choosing to only work with companies and brands that are socially responsible. So looking out for the environment, sourcing materials responsibly, paying fair wages, giving opportunities to people from different backgrounds are all really, really important. And last but not least, new markets are emerging all the time. So there are new markets that companies might want to cross into, such as esports and sports marketing. And these offer access to huge new audiences to increase brand awareness. So how does the MSc Business and Management make students, make you as a student more employable? What we've tried to do in the next set of slides is really to break down those areas that employers in the QS survey that we mentioned identified as potentially weaknesses, and where students were lacking the skills, and point to a couple of the modules within the MSc Business and Management that address those skills, and that will equip students with the communication skills, with the leadership skills, with the commercial awareness skills that employers are looking for. At Into University of Stirling, students coming to do our pre-masters programs, for example, communication skills are built in from the moment students step over our doorstep, from the first day that they're with us, in areas like academic English and communication for graduate study. The communication is done via improving presentation skills so that students can stand up in front of colleagues and peers to articulate what they've learned from a project. And it also covers written communication in the form of poster projects, where students are required to summarize information and to present that information to an audience. Moving on to the actual MSc degree program, how does the MSc generate and create those skills within students, particularly in the areas like communication? One key area is within the School of Management's Flying Start program. And the Flying Start program is a program which students will undertake at the very start of their master's program. So even before the master's program starts, they'll have a 2-week Flying Start leadership program. And what this does is engages postgraduate students in a wide range of activities, which challenges their perspectives of culture, explores their beliefs and values, starts building their self-confidence, and encourages students to share ideas. So the Flying Start program will equip students with the awareness, knowledge, and techniques essential for building a long and successful career. These skills range from practical skills like effective public speaking, to developing ways to work under pressure, to build their resilience, and also to manage conflict. So what I'll try and do, folks, is I'll try and share this video of the Flying Start.
Stirling Management School welcomes a wide range of students joining us from across the globe, and that diversity continues to grow every year.
The Flying Start Leadership Program is pretty important because not all the universities has an induction like this one.
We did a number of activities, figuring out our personality types and how we can work well with different cultures.
How you interact with people, communication skills, how you can develop.
Personal development, it's really about focusing on yourself and your career and what you really want out of the Masters, which I thought was great.
For me, the most important activity was Solution for Business. I can share experience with entrepreneurs to recognize what are the most important characteristics that a manager has to have.
I always see myself as a follower, while with the team building challenge, I really noticed that I could also be a leader sometimes. It was a great exercise to get to know each other.
Most of the people here are international, and the Flying Start told them what the journey is going to be like and how to prepare yourself for what's going to come.
When we go into the workplace, it's great to have these technical skills, but what we really need is soft skills. Communication and team building and self-awareness are all just as important as knowing how to manage.
Business challenge was really good, and you had to choose different investment options. I was really chuffed with that because our team worked really well and got to know everyone on the team a lot better.
At the beginning, I was really scared because I didn't know people from Scotland, but I'm feeling really comfortable. I'm feeling like in my home.
I've probably made more than 100 friends in 2 weeks.
The university wanted me to know myself first, and also how I would relate with other people. With that, it brought us very close to the business world as we are going to experience after school.
So to sum up the Flying Start Leadership Program, I'd say it's challenging,
creative,
intercultural,
supportive,
friendly.
That's a summary of the Flying Start program, and all of our students doing the MSc Business Management will do that as part of their induction process to really start building those building blocks of the skills that employers have identified that they're looking for. When students are actually on the program, there are a number of modules that are related to communication. I've picked a couple, but there are many, many more in which communication is key. But our global perspectives on human resource management and leadership communication will improve communication skills with those who students are working with. The module very much has an international outlook and brings together evidence on developments in HR and leadership communication from Europe, from North America, and the Asia Pacific regions. In so doing, a variety of contemporary leadership communication methods and HR strategies are discussed, and students learn to critically evaluate and apply these in individual and also in collaborative projects, and present the findings to their peers. Within the marketing management module, again, marketing is all around communication. How do you communicate your ideas? How do you communicate your product, the strengths of your product, the service that you're offering? Within marketing management module, students explore the core concepts of value and exchange, how organizations seek to understand, create, communicate, and deliver customer value, and how a marketing approach and marketing activities can be applied in a wide range of contexts. So again, addressing those that the feedback from those 27,000 employers surveyed during the QS survey. If we move on to the area of problem solving, one of the skills deemed to be the most important amongst that survey of global employers, problem solving stands out for receiving the highest dissatisfaction level within that survey, and in turn the largest skill gap among employers. Problem solving is a big issue for employers as new world developments bring challenges, new challenges never before encountered. One of the ways that the university is addressing the skills gap is that both the university and Into are beginning to adopt teaching methods that encourage greater practice of critical discussion and problem solving. And this includes the flipped classroom method. And to explain what that is, the flipped classroom is where a student will be given pre-reading to do before the class starts, before they work on problem solving during the class time through discussions with classmates and in groups. So it's less about the traditional form of a lecturer or professor standing up and telling you what the solution is. It's more about you and your peer group sitting together to figure out what that solution is and to present that back to the professor or the teacher. Another area where we work very closely, or we're kind of key in terms of problem solving, is the business consulting module within the MSc Business and Management program. And what it's designed is to achieve the following objectives: to expose students to problem solving and communication methods used by management consultancies, and to introduce some features of the industry. It's also designed to enable the application of the program specific knowledge and skills. So the knowledge and skills that students gather during the program to analyze and solve a business challenge relevant to an external client organization. So doing a real life consultation project for a real life client. And last but not least, it helps to develop students' interpersonal and communication skills. I mentioned at the outset of the talk, when I did the breakdown regarding how the program is structured, the MSc Business Management program, how it's structured, I mentioned that the cornerstone of that and the key to achieving the full MSc award is the final dissertation, the final project. And what that does is very much aim to build on the skills and knowledge developed throughout the course of the program, bringing them together in that final keynote capstone individual project. So it also aims to develop knowledge of and understanding of the nature, scope, and different types of research, range of research methods and techniques available, and their application to create evidence-based argument. Similarly, the business consulting modules and certainly the independent project, the dissertation, will in no small way start to develop a student's resilience. Opportunities to build resilience are built into every module, but I think particularly within the consulting modules and the dissertation modules, that's where a student will build up that resilience and build up the ability to justify their arguments, justify their reasons for putting forward a proposal, and to rebut counter arguments that come back the way. And some examples of the consultancy projects that students have carried out over the years, we've got a couple here to share. CMS Windows are an award-winning Windows design system, and they've recently launched 2 energy efficient products. 2 students, one from Taiwan and one from China, were tasked with carrying out detailed market research and developing a marketing strategy to support the launch of 2 new products. So the students attended exhibitions, conducted online research, did competitor analysis for the company, and they then presented their findings to the CMS client team. Students identified branding and social media opportunities for CMS to use in the future. And you can see from the feedback on the screen that the business felt that they really benefit from the students, and some of the suggestions will be used moving forward with regard to branding. So these students in particular can move forward to future job interviews, having carried out real life research and real life examples of how they've made a difference to that particular company. Another example of one of the consultancy projects that our students carried out was one student from India and a student from Germany. they did a consultancy project with a company called ID Cyber Solutions. And what they were tasked with doing was identifying the key reasons for the low adoption of a specific cybersecurity product, Cyber Essentials, which was a government-backed product, to make companies cyber aware and to make them attain a certain level of cyber hygiene. Students were asked to identify barriers to participation and what would make companies engage and realize the value of the product. And as you can see again from the feedback, the business was really impressed and have undertaken to take forward the students' suggestions, insights into future development. If we look at leadership, leadership's important to businesses as it brings out the best in teams and boosts productivity by inspiring colleagues to feel confident and work to the best of their abilities. And again, many opportunities on the MSc Business Management to study leadership for a range of settings and scenarios. The Strategy and Competitive Environment module is very much designed to enable students to understand the main strategic management theories, tools and techniques, and apply them through the use of case studies and company analysis to enhance the student understanding. In addition, the module is designed as a module to enable students to make cross-functional, cross-disciplinary links. For example, connect with other program modules such as operations management, marketing, people management, and how these contribute to the creation of a competitive advantage for those organizations. I think within the new venture creation and the innovation pathway, students can choose to do the entrepreneurial and family business management module. And again, leadership within those small businesses, small family businesses, startup businesses is a very different beast to what it is in maybe a large corporation. So again, that particular module will equip students with the skills and knowledge that they need if that's the type of business that they're moving into. And in terms of commercial awareness, again, we've mentioned the strategy and competitive environment. That's very much around what's happening in the wider world and how you adjust your strategy to the environment that you're working in. Again, within one of those pathways that we mentioned in terms of one of the modules the students can choose to do is business startup and growth module. And this is very much a practical oriented module, which will generate a new business idea, in which students will generate a new business idea and develop it into a viable business proposition. Students will then explore how such a business can grow with a focus on the key management challenges that need to be overcome to help achieve that business growth. And again, responsible business, we mentioned at the outset that the challenges in facing modern businesses these days with the world ever changing, and with many of us now much more focused on products or companies rather demonstrating that they're sustainable businesses and responsible businesses as well. So the responsible business module examines how ethics play out at an organizational level, and at the same time, the ethical challenges of doing business in a globalized economy, in a multicultural society as well. So students have the opportunity to explore issues on business ethics through highly engaging lectures and seminars. Teaching is very much participatory, building on student debates around moral dilemmas facing employees, managers, and business leaders. And teamwork, again, was highlighted as one of the key aspects within the survey. And we would demonstrate that the students will need to demonstrate teamwork throughout their study experience with us here at Stirling, right through from their pre-masters through to the Flying Start program and right through to their final project. None of us operate in a silo. We all rely on the cooperation of others and working with others to achieve our success. And again, the modules within the MSc Business and Management will bring that out of students. In terms of the kind of practical aspects of the program, in terms of how work's assessed on the program, again, everything's very much practical oriented. You can see, yes, we do have essays. Yes, we will have exams. The good news for students who maybe don't thrive in a purely exam environment is that there are a number of different assessment methods for the MSc Business Management module, or MSc Business Management program rather, as there are across a wide range of programs. So essays and exams are in there, obviously, but students will also be required to compile management reports, to do real-life company-based investigations, to do group projects and presentations, and they'll be assessed on the content and the presentation of those. They're also required to do computer simulations, role play, potentially do video production and event planning. So a wide range of different assessment methods to ensure that students are able to do that walk the walk as well as talk the talk thing that I mentioned earlier on. Students coming to do the MSc Business and Management, or indeed any of the programs within the management school, can be assured of a high level of learning satisfaction. And you can see some of the statistics from recent surveys, recent organizations like The Guardian and the ISB survey. Within the Guardian 2023 survey, University of Stirling was top 20, UK top 20 for teaching satisfaction. Not quite sure where we have it in twice, but there you go. And within the ISB survey, we can show really high levels of satisfaction in terms of 98% satisfaction with learning space, 94% satisfaction in terms of the expertise of lecturers, again, similar levels of satisfaction with course content and assessment satisfaction. Again, I mentioned at the outset how I would round off the presentation by homing in on the career service and the career support that students receive within the university from the minute they start with us until and beyond the time that they leave us. So one of the modules that students can do, and it was touched upon, I think, within the one of the videos that we saw, was the professional development and practice module. And that aims to develop levels of self-awareness for students so that they can help better articulate their academic and work-related skills and competencies to graduate recruiters, meaning that they learn to identify the skills that they have acquired, the very ones that employers are looking for, and to showcase those in their CV and job interviews. We have regular industry lectures. Recent examples of that include a talk by a football professional about the financial side of football, and also another talk by a management partner at an investment firm and an executive director of a stockbroking firm. So students are able to benefit from the expertise of those who have gone before them, and also learn from those potential mentors. Our courses are all very much designed by employers. So the University of Stirling International Business Advisory Board is a consortium of local business professionals who help us devise our courses and tell us what they as employers are looking for from graduates. So the content of the degrees are informed by the people that are looking to hire. And finally, and last but not least, our fantastic career service here at the University of Stirling is second to none, I would say. The careers team offer a wide range of free activities that can be categorized in three ways: under the headings of employment skills, under the heading of vacancies, and also under the heading of industry insights. So in terms of employment skills, again, a student from the minute they arrive with us, whether that's a pre-master's level or whether it's straight into the master's program, can access all of the services that are provided by the University of Stirling's Career Service. Employment skills, for example, are sessions and consultations and everything from basic CV writing to interview skills. Also within the Career Service, they'll run workshops on confidence and assertiveness, on how to develop and make more public your LinkedIn profile, and including offering free professional headshots for that profile, and sessions specifically for international students about finding jobs. University's Career Service will also run regular updates of daily vacancies for students to consider, and that's both for post-graduation, but also during their studies with us as well. And we have regular industry guest speakers and information sessions, including things like working as an international student in the UK, and sessions on the UK job markets specifically for those international students. I'm delighted to say as well that we now have a dedicated careers officer whose sole focus is the international student community here on campus. Looking more broadly at what lies beyond graduation and students that have developed the knowledge and the practical skills during their MSc Business Management programme, it's good news for them here in Scotland. Employment in Scotland is currently at record levels. Unemployment is at a record low. Inward foreign investment is outpacing the rest of the UK and Europe. So there's lots of fantastic opportunities here within Scotland. The Scottish economy is now bigger than it was pre-COVID. And Glasgow and Edinburgh, which are respectively less than 27 minutes away by train and less than 40 minutes away by train from us here in Stirling, are both within the UK top 10 towns and cities for salaries in finance and professional services. So the very markets that many of the business and management graduates will be going to, again within Glasgow and Edinburgh, offer really well remunerated job positions. That's been a kind of a lot of talk and a lot of information for me to give you. Thank you very much for taking your time to join me this afternoon. What I'll do is I'll stop recording in a little second or so. But before I do that, can I just once again thank you for taking the time to attend the session. I will share the recording with you once it becomes available